I gotta be honest, I'm filming so many videos now that my kids are back in school that this actually is the same pile of laundry as yesterday. Woo, feels good to come clean. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, I'm Fat Sajak. And seriously, it's the same pile of laundry this time. Hey, how's it going? Good. This is gonna be a different one, I guess, a little bit. Okay, thoughts before words, please. Anyway, how are you? Are you well? Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. It's hot in here. I chose to wear my hair down today because it's dirty. End of sentence. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about something more mainstream than just like internet drama, but it's been brought to the internet, so it's a little bit of internet drama too, also, as well, you know? Today we're gonna talk about Chappell Roan, who I'm sure is a name so ubiquitous on this platform by now that, well, that you probably know who Chappell Roan is. And if you don't, do better. But before we get into it, make sure you, you know, like the video, subscribe to the channel where the videos happen, all the relevant links to my social media. It's so hot in here. My Amazon storefront, my merch, Patreon, channel memberships, all that stuff, as well as ways to help the people of Palestine and to make sure that you are registered to vote on Guy Fawkes Day this year. All that's in the description below. You know where to find it. That's it. Shut the fuck up! So today I wanted to talk about Chappell Roan a little bit. If you don't know Chappell Roan, you should, because she's brilliant. Chappell Roan is an artist, a singer, musician, who has really shot to fame in a huge way, specifically over the course of this year, though she's been making music for about a decade. But she became like superstar famous after like Coachella. There's a birdie on my bird feeder. Oh, birdseed ASMR. I love you. Stop throwing things. God, birds are messy. Anyhow, so Chappell Roan you may know for some songs that I can't play here for copyright purposes, but she's also an artist who I've kind of really respected because not only is her music really good, her vocals are really good. She also is such a down-to-earth person who seems to have a lot of integrity, which I genuinely appreciate. Oh, my hair's falling out because I've been wearing it up too much. So for example, some of her tickets for shows were being like price gouged by brokers, and she immediately went in and was like, nope, you can't do that. Don't buy those. Anybody. And I think that's cool. I think it's cool that an artist is actually like looking out for her fans. But are her fans looking out for her? That's what we're here to talk about today. So Chappell Roan put up a couple videos yesterday on her TikTok, and I think we need to watch them. Okay, so we're gonna watch them together and we're gonna talk about it for a hot second, okay?
I need you to answer questions. Just answer my questions for a second.
Happy to help.
If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window?
My answer is no. Most women's answers would be no. Straight, white, cis men would definitely say yes. Because we all know every great love story starts with some creepy guy yelling out of a car window because he thinks a girl looks good. Anyway, that's besides the point. Carry on.
Would you harass her in public? Would you go up to a random lady and say, can I get a photo with you? And she's like, no, what the fuck? And then you get mad at this random lady? Would you be offended if she says no to your time because she has her own time? Would you stalk her family? Would you follow her around? Would you try to dissect her life and bully her online? This is a lady you don't know. And she doesn't know you at all. Would you assume that she's a good person? Assume she's a bad person? Would you assume everything you read about her online is true? I'm a random bitch. You're a random bitch. Just think about that for a second, okay?
So, with this, we can extrapolate that someone who has been catapulted to an almost unbelievable, typically unachievable level of fame is sort of feeling very upset and disillusioned with the way that she's being treated by strangers who think they know her and treat her as such, but forgetting that she does not know them. And she posted another one, and let's watch that, and then we're really gonna kind of talk about it.
I don't care that abuse and harassment, stalking, whatever, is a normal thing to do to people who are famous or a little famous, whatever. I don't care that it's normal. I don't care that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen. That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it normal. It doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean that I like it. I don't want whatever the fuck you think you're supposed to be entitled to whenever you see a celebrity. I don't give a fuck if you think it's selfish of me to say no for a photo or for your time or for a hug. That's not normal. That's weird. It's weird how people think that you know a person just because you see them online or you listen to the art they make. That's fucking weird. I'm allowed to say no to creepy behavior, okay?
So the discussion now is that, is Chappell Roan a huge diva for this? And to that I say,
what?
The argument that without her fans, she wouldn't be where she is today is, first of all, categorically untrue in the age of social media, because you can become a viral sensation for anything and not have supporters that have been by your side since day one, aside from like your mom. That delivery sounded like it was a your mom joke. But your mom is a joke, so I'm sorry. But she's right. It's not normal. It's fucking weird. It's not normal. It's just common. I'm not here to cape for celebrities, okay? I just want to say that right out of the gate. You know, y'all know, if you've been here for a hot minute, you know how I feel about people who have too much money and too much entitlement and too much privilege and how gross that is. And, you know, there's those of us who are hanging out on the poverty line and barely scraping by, and it sucks for the rest of us. Yeah, I'm a bitter person. I've been poor my whole life. Let's not send this video in a whole other direction. Any fan that's getting upset at Chappell Roan for this statement, A, refuses to empathize with the fact that she went from being able to walk down any street to being immediately recognized anytime she turns around. And I mean immediate. There's artists out there who have had these sort of progressive career explosions, right? Like, you know, you start to see even like an artist like Billie Eilish, right? So granted, she's been doing this since she was a kid, but it was a progression. She slowly got more and more popular, slowly got more and more popular. And around the time of her album release, that's when her career exploded, right? So she had had some experience with that type of exposure. Whereas Chappell Roan, like, while she was playing for crowds, and she's been doing music a long time, her career exploded overnight. I appreciate the candor it requires and the balls it requires, because this is you in this day and age, you're putting your career on the line to speak up about stuff like this. I genuinely respect the candor to say, this is weird. you're not entitled to my time, you're not entitled to my presence, you're not entitled to a photo. I think that's awesome, because we need less access to celebrities, not more access to celebrities. You know, she's talked about how her sister is literally being stalked, and her family is being stalked, and she's being stalked, and there's a difference between being a fan and being a stalker, and having almost a pathological need to assimilate yourself into the lives of a stranger. Because trust me, even on a small level like me, if you know me, you know what I've put here in these 250 some videos that I have on this channel. You know enough about me to be like, oh hey, Sajak, I like your videos, or I hate your videos. You know, how's this? How's that? Can I, you know, I don't know you though, because I have a face to you. You don't have a face to me. And as much as I love that you're here, and as much as I love that you're enjoying the sounds of the birds with me, and my lazy sound, and the sound of my vertical blinds smacking against each other, as much as I love that you're here and that you have either just started supporting me, or you've been supporting me, or you supported me and you left, or you think I'm a dumb bitch with a lazy eye, whatever it is, you still know more about me than I know about you. So immediately the interaction between us, if we met on the street, would be weird, because you know me and you're talking to me as if I should know you, and that's not the case. In the before times, okay, 15-ish years ago and beyond, we had way less access to celebrities than we do now. Are you done? Twitter gave us an access to celebrities, to politicians, to public figures in general that we never had before. And now it's so far out of control, from Twitter to out of control paparazzi. I mean, there wasn't a time when Perez Hilton was relevant. Full stop. There wasn't a time like back when Perez Hilton was relevant that you were not reading about. Alright, it's bothering me now. Can you stop? That there wasn't a story about Lindsay Lohan and the paparazzi, Paris Hilton and the paparazzi, Britney Spears and the paparazzi. And I think it gave people this sense of entitlement to watch these paparazzi harass these celebrities. And again, I'm not caping for celebrities here, because recognition in and of itself does come with the territory. It's part of the job. But the stalking and harassment is not. The thing about it is, people like Drew Barrymore, who just recently had a scare of a stalker.
Can sell people. Oh my God! Yes. Hi.
I'm Chad Michael Busto. You know who I am. I need to see you at some point while I'm here in New York. Okay.
You know, someone like Christina Grimmie or John fucking Lennon, who were both murdered by people who essentially were fans. And the thing is that Chappell Roan has stated that she's prepared, A, to stop her career altogether at some point voluntarily.
It is at the end of the day just a job, and I don't plan on doing this forever, so I need to just have an identity outside of this and protect myself for when I'm, you know, 20 years from now and I'm not just like burnt out on life.
She doesn't want to do this for her whole life, which I think that in and of itself is respectable. Should this become a safety issue for herself and or her family, she is prepared to stop as well. She will stop making music altogether. So if you are a regular fan, and this, even if this isn't, if it doesn't apply, you let it fly kind of situation, where you're not taking this in and you're not taking this personally because you would never do that, really, really take this time and examine the way that fan and stan behavior has become like a toxic fucking barnacle on this society. All the way down to, like, you know, from things like this, where people are being harassed, where they're being stalked, where they're being demanded things of at all times just because they're well known, down to things like defending celebrities who have hurt or assaulted people or raped people or murdered people. You know, it's just just use your critical thinking skills, and if you don't have any, please work on developing some. Now, I honestly don't have that much more to say about it. I think I've pretty much said what I wanted to say here. I feel like we need to normalize being respectful to all people, whether we know them or we don't. You know, a lot of people I know have grown to be more of a Karen in situations that don't really require Karen-esque behavior. This whole sort of like immediate access to celebrity is weird. I've met a lot of celebrities in my life. Okay, during the time I lived in New York, I met so many celebrities, of really big famous celebrities, and never in my wildest dreams would I think of harassing them for a photo or being upset if I asked for a photo or anything and having them reject me. You know, like I can see where that'd be like, oh, it's a little heartbreaking because this is your one chance to meet them. But what if this was their one chance to get out without being harassed or having to be somewhere or having an entourage on them or whatever? You know, you gotta remember how to treat other people like people. And that's all people, not just famous people. We gotta remember to treat all people like people, and that we don't know what everybody's doing, we don't know what everybody's going through, and to have a little respect and a little bit of grace for the people around us who may not necessarily be behaving in a way that we would enjoy. So do I think that Chappell Roan is a huge diva for exercising her right to say no to a photo, exercising her right to say no to a hug from a fucking stranger? You know, no, I don't. And I don't think she feels that way about all of her fans. I think the thing is people are taking this to mean that she thinks that every single fan of hers is weird because they would want a photo or a hug. And I don't think that's what she's trying to say. I think what she's actually trying to say is that the people who are creepy, the people who are watching her every move, the people who run a pretty specific account about Chappell Roan, who are continuing to stalk and harass her, I think that's what she's talking about. I don't think meeting any random person on the street is really striking the fear into her heart or the frustration into her soul that she's expressing here. I think this is more reserved for people who are taking it way too far. And if you are offended by what she's saying, why is that? Because that might be something for you to unpack. Because if it doesn't apply, let it fly. That's all I'm saying, okay? So no, I don't think Chappell Roan is a diva for wanting people to respect her space and to not threaten her safety. I think that's a very, very normal human thing to ask for. And I don't see anything wrong with it. Alright, that's all I've got for today. Sorry this wasn't really funny. I just wanted to get some things off my chest. Mostly my tits because they're heavy. Alright, thanks for watching. I don't know if there's going to be outtakes. Mostly just me yelling at my vertical blinds. But thanks for being here. And if you liked it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I don't know, whatever. Bye. The only famous person I ever harassed was Donny Osmond. And it was only for a moment. Because my friend and I thought it would be funny to chase him, not chase him, but like run along the opposite side of the street as he was leaving a theater and just like yelled his name. We were young, I don't know. But it wasn't, we didn't follow him anywhere. We just went to the corner and then we just let him go. You know, it's... I don't know if it's funny in hindsight, but it was funny then. Listen, it was almost 20 years ago. Leave me alone.